How to achieve your goals despite imposter syndrome. Hi, I'm Lerma-Lo and this is Let's Do It Anyway, a channel created from rebels to rebels in business and in life who are willing to go after their goals despite what other people say and against all odds. Today we're going to talk about imposter syndrome, and this is something that has been in my mind a lot because I have been talking about it so much with my inner circle. A couple days ago, I was having dinner with two people who have run several businesses, people who I truly admire and look up to. Both of them happen to be interested in getting into public speaking, and they have never done it before, so they were asking for advice from me since I have been doing public speaking since I was very little, and they wanted to know what were some very good tips to get rid of the imposter syndrome. And I think what I told them surprised them, but is what I wholeheartedly believe, and so I want to share it with you today as well. What I told them is that the imposter syndrome is never really going to go away. So even though they were gonna do their first public speaking events, of course they felt very vulnerable and insecure, and they felt like everything they said was gonna be terrible and cringeworthy. But what I told them was that even though I have been doing public speaking for over 25 years, I still feel like that every single time. Even now with this channel, which is very new, evidently English is not my first language. I feel very vulnerable and very scared to be posting it. I feel like so cringy, but I have to do it, so I'm doing it anyways. But that's exactly what I told them. It's really never going to go away. No matter for how long you do it, every single time you try something new or you try to better one of your process or change it up a little bit, the imposter syndrome is going to come back. No matter if you've been doing it for a year or 2 years or 20 years, imposter syndrome is always going to be there. So the focus should not be on how to get rid of it, but just how to get comfortable with it. When you get the really bad imposter syndrome, the one that is crippling and almost painful on a physical level, I like to think of it as this huge, gigantic, scary wolf that's standing right beside you, just breathing really hard and moving your hair and breathing in your ear and in next to your eyes at all times, and you can't stop thinking about it because it's just so scary and so big, and like it could eat you whole in one bite at any given second. But after it's sitting and breathing next to you for a while, then you start to get used to it. It's still there, it's still menacing, it's still scary if you look at it, but you sort of don't look at it anymore because it's just always there. Over time, it becomes your pet. It becomes your doggy that follows you everywhere, and just like any other dog, and I love dogs, they could kill you at any time if they decided to do it, especially the big ones. But you trust them because they're your pet and they're your friend, and they're just always around you, so you don't think about it anymore. And that's the way I like to think about imposter syndrome. It's gonna stay with you, it's gonna follow you around. Maybe it's not gonna wiggle its tail at you as often as you would like. It's just gonna become a constant presence in your life, especially if you wanna do things that scare you, if you wanna do business, if you wanna do public speaking, and if you want to be, as the motto of the channel says, a rebel in business and in life. You know that you're always gonna be going against the current. Therefore, you're always gonna feel those insecurities and those vulnerabilities. Because at the end of the day, wolves, they're just doggies. Something else that can keep that doggy in check is a good training. And the best way to learn how to train a dog is to hear from people who have trained theirs before. So do your best to stay engaged in networking groups where you can meet other rebels who have already tamed their doggies and can give you some tips. Chances are you can also share with them many other tips that you don't know you have, because we think, who's not gonna know this? Like, who am I gonna help? I don't even know anything, I'm struggling. All business owners and all people who are looking to grow are constantly struggling because grow hurts. So whatever it is whatever it is you have already experienced, trust me, it can bring so much value to other people who are going through it. Even if, like in my case, like I shared, these two people I was having dinner with, I look up to them, but they came to me for advice. And that is the beautiful thing about networking and hanging out and keeping in your close circle people who also want to grow, people who also want to start new businesses and hustle and try different things, because it's just such a helping each other constantly dynamic that truly makes everyone so much more powerful and so much more knowledgeable. If you want to get started, feel free to drop in this video where to contact you on social media or LinkedIn so other people watching it can get in contact with you. And also feel free to message me at any of my social platforms. Also, if this video was helpful, please like and follow and help us grow. See you next time.